Hi, my name is Shelley Lubben, and I'm the president of Pink Cross Foundation, and this week we are celebrating WRAP, White Ribbons Against Pornography, where many anti-pornography groups are getting together and holding events to raise awareness about the harms of pornography, as well as people like us who've been in the porn industry are sharing our stories so we can educate people about what really goes on in the porn industry. Today I have someone very special that I'm going to interview. Her name's Jenni, and she's a former porn actress that we reached out to about 4 years ago, and she's been working with Pink Cross ever since. So I want to welcome Jenni and ask you,
thank you,
tell everyone how someone like you got into porn.
Well, I believe it all started just like, a lot of porn stars, the typical porn star background. I came from a broken home. I was a teenage runaway. I lived in and out of institutions, group homes, foster homes, mental hospitals from the time I was 14 till I was about 18. So that's how it really got started. And the porn industry just loves young girls like that. They pick them up and just abuse them and take advantage of the fact that they do come from broken homes and that they're poor and they're trying to survive. I was trying to survive at the time, and that's when I got started in porn.
What were some of the lies that lured you into the porn industry?
I'd say one of the number one lies that they tell you that helps to make it seem okay is that you'll be safe. You're not going to get sick from STDs. You're going to be physically safe. Everything's going to be okay, and that's a complete lie. The first time I ever did a porn movie, the first scene I ever did, I had a forged AIDS test. I'd never been tested for AIDS in my life, and the test that I used was a fake test that day.
Is that common in the porn industry?
I'd say it's more common than they'd like to admit.
And so do they promise you money, fame, fortune? What are some of the things that they promise you?
They promise you glamour, fame, attention. I was nobody. I hadn't really done much, and they, I had just done my first scene, and they whisked me away to the porn convention. Here I am at this porn convention signing autographs. Nobody knew who I was, and they didn't care. And you're taking pictures with fans and signing autographs, and, you're just going along with it. And you get all this attention, and you see the glamour, you go to Las Vegas, you get, all this stuff, and you think, oh, I finally made it in life. I'm doing great. This is what you think in the beginning, and you see all this money and fame and other girls getting into the same thing, and that was very deceiving in the beginning.
Tell us about your worst experience in porn.
I'd say the worst experience in porn, well, one of the worst, there were so many. I did a scene, in Las Vegas, in a hotel room during the porn convention, which we weren't supposed to be doing. And it was with Max Hardcore. I'm sure a lot of people know who he is. I was, told that I would be paid pretty good money for this scene. And I, was very clear that I don't have anal sex. I just don't do that ever. And I let my agent know that I don't do that either. And so my agent was there, and he's the one that got me hooked up with Max Hardcore and brought me to this hotel room, and it was real awful because I told them, that I wouldn't do that, and when they said, well, you're supposed to do that, that's all we do is anal sex, and if you don't do it, I'll get someone else. You're not going to get paid. Well, guess what? You're not getting paid. And my agent's standing there, and he's very intimidating. All these people are very intimidating. Mm-hmm. And I guess, I thought, if I don't do it, then my agent's going to be mad at me, and everyone's going to be mad at me, and I won't make any money that I was promised. And so they basically coerced me into doing an anal scene, which I refused to do. And they intimidated me, and they pushed me into doing something I didn't want to do.
Wow. Did they offer you drugs or alcohol to get through any of these scenes?
There was always drugs and alcohol, Shelley. I don't believe anyone can do this sober. And if they do, God help them, because you have to numb yourself. You have to escape from the pain, the physical pain, the emotional pain. And if you don't, then you'll lose your mind. So, of course, I believe, I don't believe porn stars that say I don't do drugs or alcohol. Yeah. I don't believe that because there's no way you could do that.
Well, I know you were 18 years old.
Yeah, I was barely 18.
When you did that anal sex scene?
Yeah.
And talk about, how did you feel right after?
I felt very humiliated. It was really, I don't know, I felt awful and dirty and bad, and I just felt like everyone was looking at me because I left the hotel room, and actually he made me wear a big button. Max Hardcore made me wear a huge like button on my clothes, and it said I'm a Max girl on the button. So I was like, I don't want to wear this stupid button, And so I put it on, and I'm walking around in the convention afterwards, and I noticed everyone can see that he has humiliated me. It was like his little mark on me. And I was like, this is stupid. So I took it off. But I knew that everyone knew that he had destroyed me. That's what he did, and that's part of what he does. And I'm just kind of happy to say now that I don't have to wear those buttons anymore. I can wear the pink cross buttons instead when I go to porn conventions. Much better.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the porn set. I want people to understand what kind of work conditions that we are forced to work in.
The work conditions are horrendous. You could not have a normal everyday job and have it the way that they have it on the porn set. You're dealing with, it's pure filth. You have used douches and enemas laying around, used condoms, towels. They use the same furniture over and over again that has bodily fluids all over it. It's clean. It's not, it's not clean. It's very unclean. It's filthy. It's disgusting. And I remember, getting ready in bathrooms, like putting on my makeup and things. And I would go in bathrooms and just think, oh, this is the filthiest bathroom I've ever seen in my life. And you're supposed to take care of yourself in there and clean yourself up in these bathrooms that have like roaches and things like that crawling around, So.
I think the worst thing is when I see different porn movies because of research, and I see all these, like we just watched some porn earlier today because we were trying to, we're doing a project to prove that porn is sex trafficking. So we found some footage on the internet, and it was disgusting. It was a couch full of bodily fluids. The girl vomited all over the guy because he was gagging her, forcing her to give him oral sex. So you've got vomit all over this girl, bodily fluids all over the girl, the floor, the couch. It was just like so disgusting. And I remember back when I was in porn that I had sex on the American flag bedspread, and not even maybe a week or so later I came back and that still stains were still there, and I know how many girls and guys were on that bed in that week that I wasn't there, so it's absolutely filthy and illegal in the state of California. The only state it's legal to produce pornography. It's actually illegal for bodily fluids to touch skin or mucous membranes. And the state actually says that the porn industry must use barrier protection, meaning condoms, and they do not use condoms. Maybe 2 companies out of like 800 companies use condoms. And they lie and say, well, of course, we offered condom options, but it's not true. Because they know they can't sell porn with condoms. So they don't care about performers' health. They care about their money, their pockets.
And if you don't believe us, the evidence is there. I mean, I actually saw, it was on Facebook, a pornographer that I became friends with, he had a picture of this thing called a porno picnic basket. And I saved the picture. And this porno picnic basket is a filthy, nasty, like lunch cooler, plastic with dirt all over it. And it has antibacterial hand gel, baby wipes, douches, things like that, but not a condom to be found in this picture. And this is what they use on the set, and they're like bragging. These guys like brag about it, like this is the porno picnic basket. And I'm like, they think it's funny, and I can't believe that they would do something like that and then think it's funny.
And speaking of baby wipes and rags, I remember being on the porn set, and they would throw a used rag at me, and I would have to use a used rag to clean up the gook off my face, and it was absolutely disgusting. and the men are laughing and they're trying to take stills of you when you have your face full of that, and your eyes are stinging, and you're like, and I had contacts, and you're like, please hand me a rag, and they're laughing. They don't want to hand you a rag. It's very unprofessional. Also, besides that, they rape women. We have footage that proves that they rape women. I can't tell you how many girls are, all out of it. Well, huge men, like maybe 5 or 6 men on the set with one female raping her. And it's because it's a male-dominated industry. A lot of people go, well, don't women choose? And I say, based on what education do these women make an informed decision about being in the porn industry? All they see is one side, glamour, and they see other porn stars going, I love it. Oh, yeah, maybe a couple contract girls are really what the porn industry used to show people this is what porn is. But it's not true. The contract girls are not the majority. The majority of women in the porn industry are 18 and 19, 20-year-old girls who are first-timers, who they picked up online at Facebook or MySpace or Craigslist or Sexy Jobs, and they promise the girls, hey, you just come here for modeling, just bikini modeling, and then the girls are excited, wow, I'm going to fly to Los Angeles, Hollywood, and then you arrive there and you find out you're in a hotel with some skanky pornographer, and next thing you know, and they ease the girl into, oh, honey, you're so pretty, maybe you should just move your top a little bit, and then, why don't you take that off? Oh, you're so pretty. And the girl's buying it, and then, of course, she's signing a contract saying, yeah, I'll work with this agent for a year, and then she shows up to the porn set again after they've groomed her to kind of come in and trust them. Next thing you know, she's in the middle of doing anal sex, and I don't care how many times she says, no, stop, I can't, please stop, it hurts. They don't stop, and I have the footage to prove it.
Yeah, you're right, Shelley. And this happens, this is not just a few girls that are like this. This is so common. This is the way it is. I mean, we just saw footage a while ago with a young woman who said, I don't have anal sex. And they did it anyway. And she said, there's nothing I could do about it. She said that on camera. And this is footage they don't show you. So we do have the evidence. And this is very common for girls to say, I don't do this. And they make them do it anyway. And that's rape. That is rape. And it's illegal.
What do you feel about, let's talk about when you were in the middle of a porn act and you were overwhelmed. I know I was overwhelmed. What's going through your mind when you're just trying to survive this rape?
Well, what's going through your mind, you're thinking, you check out mostly. You leave your body because you can't deal with what's going on. And especially nowadays, they have scenes with multiple men. And these men are huge, and you're just a little tiny woman. And they're surrounding you. And if you say, no, I don't want to do this, you're going to do it anyway, whether you like it or not. Things that go through your mind are just,
hurry up and come.
Hurry up and finish. I want to get my check and leave. You think about, oh, I'm making money. Or you think,
women do not have orgasms in porn.
No.
That's impossible.
No,
they're there for one reason.
Yeah.
They want some money, and then pornographers probably set them up with drugs and alcohol, so then they take their money and buy more drugs. I mean, the porn industry is one big filthy, infested, drug-addicted industry, and it's easy to see all this. There's tons of porn stars online now, thanks to the internet, that are talking about how I got drunk and high.
Well, these women do not enjoy it.
No.
If you think these women enjoy what they're doing, you are being lied to. You're being deceived. None of these women can even feel what's going on. They're completely numb. And if you think that they're enjoying it, you're completely wrong.
What woman enjoys being hit, kicked, penetrated, thrusted, where she's screaming out in pain,
made to vomit.
Made to vomit. I mean, degrading, humiliating sex. This is not what women enjoy, okay? I know I was in porn, and now I'm married, and I guarantee you marriage sex is by far, leaps and bounds, much better than porn sex. It's not even sex in porn. It's violence against women.
It's rape on film. That's all it is.
It is, and even if women choose to be in porn, like I said, they don't really know what they're getting into. That's why Pink Cross wants to educate women. We are the largest group of ex-porn stars who are trying to educate the women in the porn industry, and we know because we've been there, and none of us enjoyed making porn. In fact, I was actually really embarrassed making porn. I really thought, back then there was no internet. I was in porn between 93 and 94, and I thought no one will ever really see this, but it's not true. the porn industry's made sure that all of our porn is going to stay on the internet forever.
That's right.
They don't care. The porn industry doesn't care about you if you're thinking about doing porn. Your family members will find out. Your stuff will stay on the internet a lifetime because they want to keep making money off of you. They don't care about you. In fact, this is the name they call the women. Pornography is called women whores. It's like, I wonder what that whore do, or maybe that whore was good, or there's a cute little A-cupper whore, or here's a professional whore, or she's a slut. All they do is they call the women names. The men of porn are very violent. They hate women. And to be honest, the women hate men too. It's a hateful, filthy industry, and women do not enjoy making porn. I want to make this clear because there's people out there who are watching this that are viewing porn. And every time you click on a porn, you are contributing to the destruction of young women, 18, 19-year-old girls that got lured in by a porn trafficker. They were coerced to do things they didn't agree to by fraudulent doctors and fraudulent pornographers. They believed they were safe. Yeah. So all these terms, coerced, forced, lure in, and fraudulent, those are all terms used in sex trafficking laws here in the United States.
Yes, porn is sex trafficking.
Absolutely.
And I'm living proof of that, and you're living proof of that. And this is the majority of the women that we've talked to had said these things. And there are women that are too afraid to speak out. And that's where we come in. They're so afraid to say anything because they're so threatened. They get threatened by these people.
They're totally intimidated. In fact, the porn industry breaks them down so much that they fall apart. They want them to be mentally and emotionally submissive to them, where they'll just let them do anything. And I know we were there. We were broken down too, and it took me many years to recover from the damage of porn.
That's right.
And I just want people to know this because America is contributing to sex slavery here in the United States. And a lot of people tell me, I didn't know. Well, now you know the truth. What will you do with the truth? If you have a problem viewing pornography, you need to get help immediately, okay? Because your addiction's only going to progress. You're going to need harder and harder stuff. And the porn industry, the porn traffickers, they're online recording your habits. They're marking down all the habits of porn addicts and porn viewers because they want to go back and make demands on the women to do even harder and grosser porn so they can sell it to you, so they can do what? Make the money. The people in this industry who make the money are the producers. The actresses and actors hardly make any money compared to the producers.
No. And Shelley, I came across a young girl at one of the porn conventions, and she was just barely, I don't know how old she was very young. And they dressed this girl up with ponytails in her hair to make her look underage.
Of course.
And she was taking pictures, with men that were old enough to be her father, of course. But I went to talk to her, and she immediately started crying. I'm not going to name any names, but she just bawled and cried. And she said, they're making me work so hard, and I don't want to work right now. And she complained that she didn't have a refrigerator for her and her toddler.
Oh, my gosh.
So these women are not making money. If you think that you're going to make money when you get into this, that's a lie. You have nothing to show for it when you're done. There's no residuals. No. And they make money off of you. You don't make any money. And these women, you think that they're living this life with like thousands and thousands of dollars. No. These women
are in garages,
yeah.
little apartments. Some women live with their pimps.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that women live with the guy who runs LA Direct Models, Derek Hay. A lot of the girls tell me that he runs a prostitution house and that, he likes to keep his girls close to him so make sure that they work. And so I know when we rescue girls out of the porn industry, we've rescued them really from very filthy living conditions.
They're pretty bad off. When you hit bottom, there's nowhere to go. It seems like you have no options. And that's where Shelley and the Pink Cross comes in. You think that this is all you're made for the rest of your life. This is your purpose on earth, is to be, servicemen and try to, make it in the porn industry, and you never make it. And then that's where Shelley comes along and says, nope, you have another option, and we can help you. So
women in porn, when they get out, they are so wrecked.
Yeah.
They are so wrecked. They don't know how to be normal. They don't trust anyone. I can't tell you how much it pains me to try and win the trust of a woman who's been in porn. Just when I'm barely getting through to them that they can trust and feel safe with Pink Cross, a pornographer comes along and lies and says, Shelley Lubben's making all this money off of you. And they believe the pornographer, and then they strike back at us, and I think, it pains me to help these women in porn. Honestly, the women in porn are the sickest people in the whole world I've ever helped. And I've helped a lot of women in prisons, rescue missions, recovery homes. But helping the women in porn is by far the most painstaking thing you can do, because it's so hard for them to trust when they've been, many of them were molested by parents, or they had alcoholic fathers or absentee fathers. So if they can't even trust their own parents, and they can't trust pornographers after they've been abused, why are they going to trust me? Yeah. And so it's the saddest thing. And then a lot of times when the women get out of the porn, especially I know for me, I didn't know what normal sex was. I had no clue that normal sex was gentle, that it was intimate, it was loving, that you were to engage your partner. I'm married now, and I engaged my husband during our lovemaking. When we first got married, I wouldn't kiss him on the face. I turned the other way. I was really sick when I married my husband, and he was very patient with me, very loving. He was Jesus to me, and I had to get all these books to read because no one wanted to talk about what normal sex is. Me and my husband had to figure this out on our own, and it took about 7 years for us to stabilize, and now we have a really healthy, beautiful sexual relationship, and this is what I want for the other women we help when they get married. I'm trying to teach them, these places in our body, they're sacred, and God made it that way, that only one man was to treasure our body and treasure our hearts and our minds. Women are very emotional and affectionate creatures. We want tender touches. We want love. But after you've been in porn, you just assume that all men want to hit you and hurt you and kick you and spin you and thrust you hard. And so it's very difficult to understand what is love. So it takes a lot for Pink Cross to take these women out and to try and teach them slowly, peeling the onion of all the lies away until they kind of understand. And it's like, we need people to help Pink Cross rescue these women out of sex trafficking. We need people to stand by us so we can minister to these women and really teach them how to live. And people like, look at Jenni and Jan and Tammy and Cindy and all the other girls we've helped, and they're doing great now because people donated and people cared about these women, and they're contributing back to their society now, doing something very meaningful and purposeful with their lives. They're fighting pornography and they're telling the truth so you and your family can be healed from the effects of pornography. I mean, this isn't easy for all of us to stand up and share the truth. We're doing it to save our nation. We're doing it to save these women. So we need you to join us.
Exactly, Shelley. And without people's support, we wouldn't be able to do this. And we need people to continue to support us. But we also need people to step up. Yeah. Because this is a serious problem. It's very severe in this country. And if you think it doesn't affect you, think again, because this is not just in Hollywood or Los Angeles or California. No. This is all over the country. This is happening in your backyards. And it affects your marriage. It affects your children. It affects your husbands and wives, your job. Yeah, your job. People lose their jobs from porn addiction all the time.
The government alone, I think we researched there's about 32 lawmakers that have been caught with porn. See, this is just the product of what's been going on, since about 2000. They say that the class of 2000 is the class that was raised on porn. So right now we have an entire generation of men and boys addicted to pornography. What is it going to be like in 15 or 20 years from now? Women won't even be able to walk on the streets because men will be rapists. This has to stop now, and it takes good people like you who are watching us to do whatever it takes to stop. Everybody has a part in cleaning up the pornography plague of America. And there's a lot of stuff on our website at thepinkcross.org. We show you different things you can do, like contacting elected officials, writing letters, helping Pink Cross, help us reach out to women. We need older women who can teach the younger women how to live. We need mentors. We need men who'll step up and say, no more pornography. We will not contribute to destruction of young women. I mean, you are literally killing these people every time you click on porn. You are destroying their lives.
And Shelley, you did write a book, correct?
Yeah.
And what is your book called?
My book is called The Truth Behind the Fantasy of Porn, The Greatest Illusion on Earth. And this week, for Rap Week, I'm giving away a free e-book PDF copy of my book. All you got to do is come to my website at ShelleyLubben.com, sign up for the my newsletter, and I will email you a copy. I want the whole world to have my book and learn the truth. This is my passion, my mission in life. So please come to my website, sign up, and let me send you that book.
Please do. And if you feel like there's nothing you can do, you can't, you feel like you can't give financially, or, it's too hard for you because you're too addicted to porn right now, just whatever the reason is, I just beg you to spread the word. Let everyone know. Go to your church. Go to your pastor. Go to anyone in your community and just let them know about the Pink Cross and what we do, and spread the word. And this is a serious problem, so we need people to tell everyone what's going on.
Our websites are very comprehensive. We have tons of stories of ex-porn stars. Print our stories out. Pass them out in your community, at your schools, your universities. Obviously get parental permission if you're going to go to younger school age, but I mean like high school and college, where they're on the internet and they're viewing porn. But, do your part. And before we close, I want to ask Jenni the big, awesome question.
Yeah.
How did you escape the hell of porn?
How did I escape the hell of porn? Well, first of all, Shelley, you're right. It was hell. It was like I was living in hell. It was hell on earth. I was in a very, very dark place. The world of pornography is very dark and evil, and it will suck you in, and you feel like there's no way to get out. Well, I was at the bottom of my life. I couldn't go anywhere but up. There was nothing else I could do. So I called out to God, and I said, please, God, just save me from this. Do something, send me someone. Just, make a miracle happen. I don't know what you're going to do, but please, God, get me out of this. There's nothing I can do. I'm dying. I told God I'm dead. I'm dying inside. I had no soul. So I did come across Shelley Lubben online. I saw that she had the title of ex-porn star, and so I contacted her and I told her my story, and she did help me to get out. And I thought I would never get out. It was a miracle from God that I even got out alive. A lot of these women are dying, and these men. Yeah. Some of them, are dying from AIDS and suicide.
Tell them, this is what I find so amazing. Here she did all this porn that's supposedly supposed to be glamorous and pay her well. But when she reached out to me, she was living in a trailer park.
Well, yeah. At the end of my life, I was living in a trailer park. I was prostituting myself. I was still hanging on to my porn name. I used my porn name to sell myself as a prostitute, thinking, oh, I can use this to make money.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's very common in the porn industry.
Oh, prostitution? If you think that porn stars are not prostitutes, especially the ones of you out there that think, oh, I'm a porn star, I'm not a hooker. You're lying to yourself.
Well, I'm an escort, I'm not a hooker. No, you are a prostitute.
Prostitution and porn they're one and the same. I mean, if you're not working, you're prostituting yourself when you're not on film to make money.
In fact, women in porn prefer to prostitute because it's like you get paid about $500 to $1,000 for the night versus working 8 hours of being beat up, humiliated, degraded with no condom. And in a prostitution, at least you get a decent dinner.
Yeah,
prostitution's horrible too, but nothing is as bad as porn. That is vulgar, degrading, humiliating, violence against women, degradation. And so a lot of the porn stars, what they do is they go and do a few porn movies, get like a porn star name, and then they can join the escort agencies, which are all over California, especially in where Porn Valley is in the San Fernando Valley. Tons of escort agencies, porn star escorts.
Well, and the thing is, Shelley, the porn industry, the porn community, they don't like to talk about that. They like to keep that hush-hush. They don't want everyone to know what's going on. But we're here to tell you this is the truth. We lived it. So who are you going to believe?
We were both porn star prostitutes. And we're not the only ones. There's porn stars are prostitutes. And so, all of this leads to sex crimes against women. And even our families are, how many wives are suffering from their husband's porn addiction, and how many husbands are suffering from their own porn addiction? They've turned into monsters. I mean, they know. I've had so many men write me and say, Shelley, thank you for telling the truth about this industry. I'm so addicted that I'm masturbating every single day. I'm watching every single day. I got fired from my job. I lost my family. I mean, men are suffering of this country. And do you think the porn industry cares about you or your family? No, they don't care about anyone. It's a loveless, hateful, drug-infested, filthy industry that doesn't care about women. They don't care about your children, and they don't even care about their own nation. All they want to do is get that money. It's just all around the greed. And so, it's really important that you understand the porn industry is a predatory industry. They are preying after your family. They're preying after your husband who's viewing porn.
And your children.
Or preying after your children. These are predators. These are sex traffickers. We call them porn traffickers. And so, we hope that you'll do your part and stand up against this illegally operating industry.
That's right. Thank you.
So, Jenny, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing in Rap Week.
Oh, with Rap Week. Well, first of all, RAP it stands for White Ribbons Against Porn. It's basically anti-porn, awareness. And we have these little white ribbons to represent that. And I kind of think that's neat because it's white and it reminds me of purity because I'm actually celibate now. I'm abstinent until I get married. So it makes me think of purity. So that's to spread awareness. And there's all kinds of things going on. We have events all week.
Check out thepinkcross.org and you'll see all of the events listed for the week. We're working with awesome organizations like Covenant Eyes, Morality Media, Porn Harms. We're just really going to make this the best Rap Week yet. So bring your loved ones. Sign up for the webinars. They're free. I mean, I'm giving my book away free. Lots of organizations are doing free web events. So please come and join us and get educated so that way you can go back to your community and raise awareness and protect children and families. So what we want to do when we close right now is we actually want to say a prayer for those of you who are addicted to pornography. We understand that the porn industry has ensnared you. They have lured you in. They have pretty much forced porn down your throat, and we understand that. We know the nature of this industry. So right now, Father, I just ask you, Lord, to touch every single person who's watching this webcast, Lord, that you would just send down your Spirit to heal them, Lord. You know who they are. They don't want to be porn addicts. They don't want to be addicted to this filth. Lord, I ask you to send down your Holy Spirit to clean them, Lord. Fill them with your Holy Spirit. In the name of Jesus, Lord, heal their lives, heal their families, mend their broken hearts, Lord. Turn men back into men again. Make the men of our country strong again to protect us, the women, Lord. Make men rise up in this country and to take back what is rightfully theirs, Lord. I thank you that America would turn back to God and be healed and would once again be a Christian nation that would have good family morals, Lord, and that children and women could be safe again, Lord. And I thank you, Lord, that you just take down the porn industry. In the name of Jesus, I come against it, Lord. And I just ask you, Lord, just all those victims that are in the porn industry, Lord, that you would rescue them, Lord. And you would make them as pure as white as snow, Lord, and just heal their lives, Lord. And just heal our nation from the devastation of pornography, Lord. And I just thank you for what you're doing. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
Young girls like that, they pick them up and just abuse them and take advantage of the fact that they do come from broken homes and that they're poor and they're trying to survive. I was trying to survive at the time, and that's when I got started in porn.
What were some of the lies that lured you into the porn industry?
I'd say one of the number one lies that they tell you that helps to make it seem okay is that you'll be safe. You're not going to get sick from STDs. You're going to be physically safe. Everything is going to be okay, and that's a complete lie. The signing autographs, nobody knew who I was, and they didn't care. And you're taking pictures with fans and signing autographs, and you're just going along with it. And you get all this attention, and you see the glamour. You go to Las Vegas, you get all this stuff, and you think, oh, I finally made it in life. I'm doing great. This is what you think in the beginning, and you see all this money and fame and other girls, getting into the same thing, and that was very deceiving in the beginning.
Tell us about your worst experience in porn.
I'd say the worst experience in porn, well, one of the worst, there were so many. I did a scene, first time I ever did a porn movie, the first scene I ever did, I had a forged AIDS test. I'd never been tested for AIDS in my life, and the test that I used was a fake test that day.
Is that common in the porn industry?
I'd say it's more common than they'd like to admit.
And so do they promise you money, fame, fortune? What are some of the things that they promise you?
They promise you glamour, fame, attention. I was nobody. I hadn't really done much, and they, I had just done my first scene, and they whisked me away to the porn convention. Here I am at this porn convention.
Hi, my name is Shelley Lubben, and I'm the president of Pink Cross Foundation, and this week we are celebrating WRAP, White Ribbons Against Pornography, where many anti-pornography groups are getting together and holding events to raise awareness about the harms of pornography, as well as people like us who've been in the porn industry are sharing our stories so we can educate people about what really goes on in the porn industry. Today I have someone very special that I'm going to interview. Her name is Jenni Case, and she's a former porn actress that we reached out to about 4 years ago, and she's been working with Pink Cross ever since. So I want to welcome Jenni and ask you,
thank you.
Tell everyone how someone like you got into porn.
Well, I believe it all started just like, a lot of porn stars, the typical porn star background. I came from a broken home. I was a teenage runaway. I lived in and out of institutions, group homes, foster homes, mental hospitals from the time I was 14 till I was about 18. So that's how it really got started. And the porn industry just loves